Hi, I'm Katie with Modern Textiles, and today I'm going to show you how to prep your quilt top for long arm quilting before you send it off to your long arm quilter. So I have here my Nordic Nook quilt that is designed by Toad and Sew. I just finished this quilt top up, and I did my final pressing of all my seams on the back, so they are pressed flat. Some of them did twist, I believe. Just if you, oh, yep, here's one right here. If you have any seams that twist, don't fret about it. Just make sure, try to do your best to just press it down so it's flat. The big thing is, with a long arm quilting machine, you want to just make sure your seams, you don't have any big bulky seams where the machine can have trouble traveling across that, where you might have a skip stitch or things like that. Especially, say if you have half square triangles coming together, four of them, and they're all coming to one point. Trying to make sure that you have your seams either pressed open or turning those seams so that way it just reduces bulk is really critical. So first things first, pressing your back is a big step of prepping for your long arm quilter or just even quilting on your own domestic machine. The next thing is just going ahead and trimming any threads. I just have little thread snips here that are on your quilt top. So go through and do all of that. Honestly, as a long arm quilter myself, just do your best. If there's a few stray threads, I get it. Like, it's tough to spot every little issue on your own quilt top. While you're doing this thread check is to go and just notice if there's any of your seams that are popping open, to go ahead and just quickly sew those and make sure that they're not going to come apart or that you don't have any open seams, because now's the time to make those fixes. So I'm just going to do a quick portion of this. You're not going to have to stick around my whole thread trimming. The next thing that I think is really important is if you have any white fabric on your top, is to make sure that if you have any dark, so say if I had some threads from this hunter green fabric spilling over into, this is really my only white fabric here, over into this white fabric, I would just make sure that I trim those threads so they don't show through the quilt top once the quilting is complete. To be honest, anything else, I don't get too crazy. Oh, look at that, I already got a thread on me. With everything else, I don't go too wild on trimming my threads. My big thing is, as long as I don't have any dark threads showing through onto lighter fabrics, then you're going to be in the clear, as long as you're okay with it as a quilter. And then from there, once you have everything trimmed up, so all of your threads are trimmed on the front, any darker threads that are showing or spilling onto lighter fabric are trimmed up and off of there, then just go ahead and you'll want to just fold this up really nicely. I always recommend that you put your quilt top into a bag just to make sure you're protecting it from any water. And as you can see, another thing I would maybe do, I would just take my straight edge and trim that off. If you're not that picky of a quilter, feel free, you can leave it. I don't mind having extra little chunks of fabric like this. I still quilt outside the perimeter of your quilt, and it'll just get quilted with everything else, and then you can trim it off once you get to the point of squaring and trimming your quilt. Once again, just making sure you have good clean folds. You don't want to have any big creases. And I would say, majority of people that send their quilts into me, they will send them in just like a gallon Ziploc bag, and then that way they know that it's sealed up. Oh. You've got it sealed up then, away from any possibility of water, especially in transit. I know postal workers and delivery people do their best to make sure that they care for your package, but sometimes rainy days happen, right? And a package may sit on a stoop for longer than intended and get hit with water. So just making sure that you have it nice and wrapped up in a bag and you're all set. Along with this, you can go check out my video on how to prepare your quilt backs, and I would just do the same. If you have got a big enough bag, put your quilt back in here along with your quilt top. Otherwise, 2 separate bags is fine too. But the big thing is make sure you wrap it in plastic some sort and then package it up and send it my way. And I'll see you in the next video where I'll talk about how to turn any quilt pattern into a scrappy quilt.